Okay, so I was like, they're trying to rebuild this whole Bloodline 2.0 thing with Solo. They got Tonga. They got Lao. I hope I'm saying that. And everybody's sort of been anticipating Fatu. We thought it was going to be him at Backlash, but it wasn't. And we know it's going to happen. We just don't know how soon. But apparently, it's going around that they don't want to do Fatu because they think that he will take over or overcome what Solo is. I guess like his aura or his star power or whatever. One, I was like, it won't be something quick. That's what I'll say. It won't be something quick just because as much as how people were feeling about Solo before this whole bloodline thing, we still know who he is. He still is a name and stuff like that. Now, I will say, Fatu comes in on like how Tonga did, then guess what? That does change perception because it's like, oh, we immediately know what he is. Whereas like Solo got the known credibility, but we still had to build him up a little bit because he was losing a hell of a lot before then. But I was like, to me, I'm like, okay, just just let it happen. Just cause I was like, as if with anything in wrestling, you see where it goes and then you pivot and change. So if the whole idea is like Solo's going to be leading that group, bloodline until I guess maybe Roman or whatever comes back, then fine, do that. But if somehow or some way Fatu is over here getting, like he's coming off as like the bigger star or the bigger person, or the crowd starts being more receptive to him, or in favoring his segments or whatever, then cool, you got a new blood, like now you got another story in this that not like not because like now right now everybody's shaping it up to be like it's like Roman, the Usos, and who is going to be their fourth member if they face this new bloodline. Well, guess what? You could have Fatu end up taking over from Solo, where Solo doesn't even see it. And guess what? Now Solo's on the outs. And look, first of all, they got so many damn cuts, it don't matter. We also don't know who necessarily behind it. Like, we don't know if this is Solo taking himself, putting himself in the spot. We know Roman is still calling plays or whatever. But we also don't know if The Rock is anywhere behind this. I was like, not that I think he would necessarily do like Survivor Series, but if you did have Fatu take over and Solo gets out, then you could easily just merge him with Roman. I was like, the only person he really did piss off was Jimmy. And boom, you got your 4-4. So I'm like, I was like, in all, this is a win-win for both sides of the situation. Whether Solo joins, I would like has him in his faction, and that's just what it is, and they just run roughshod with this new bloodline. Or if R2 eventually does start trying to take over or be the head honcho or whatever like that, boom, now you got a whole nother storyline. You could almost like, it won't be hard. I don't think it'd be hard to turn any of these people face for any of this. To be honest, it might actually be a good thing also in the end of like if you did do this and Solo has to be a baby face, that might actually work out better for him and whatever character you could sort of like drive off of that, of him being like the street champ but as the baby face. I was like, we sort of got like a little small hint of what that could be in NXT, where he basically a badass as a face. And I'm like, up here on the main roster, I was like, you don't really have too many faces like that. I was like, outside of like Kevin Owens, there's really not too many badass faces. You got a lot of underdog ones, but you don't have any like badass ones. Whereas like as a heel, we got a couple of those already. And I guess the menacing thing as a heel, when you have your own faction of menacing heels, maybe you are going to not look menacing enough. Man, that was a horrible sentence that would have got a lot of red marks in English class. But yeah, no, I was like, to me, I was like, I don't think you should be fearful of it doing anything unless you just don't want it to happen so quickly. Which I mean, even you don't have to have it happen so quickly. You make all the damn rules. That's what I'm trying to say. No matter what, like if people start to gravitate to him really fast, you can still hold on until you're ready until you think he's ready to have the main thing. You control all this. It don't matter. It works out for everybody. It could be a win. I mean, unless you just really want to try to give Solo like his moment and try to use this to put him like so far at the top, where it's like if he gets out and he goes back to the old bloodline, then I guess he's back to being less like little brother / enforcer kind of role. Maybe that's what they don't want in that instance. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. We'll see when Fatu debuts. We'll see if it just could have been a surprise appearance at a pay-per-view. What's the next one? It's King and Queen of the Ring. Maybe not. Maybe it'd probably be on SmackDown. And I was like, that might be too much for them to try to do that there. But anyway, more wrestling news out.